Hello and welcome to the Victory Lane Sports Mother of All Par 3s Design Contest. I'm your host, Victor Lane, and today our first playthrough will be Old Barnaby's Bog by dmviking. We're going to check course settings on this. I think we'll play this off of the black tees. Pin 1 will be fine. And let's see what he has for default conditions. Got some soft fairways and greens and medium fast green speed. And time of day will be morning. Let's go over to the bog and check things out. The VLS contest series is intended to be a fun side event to what you might find on the TGC tours. So we'll run things like par 3 contests, executive courses, mini golf, things like that. Give guys a break from the big contests like World Cup and Dream Team and Challenge Circuit and the like. Let's do a quick fly around here. Very cool environment. We noticed that right off the jump. Looks like the planting is going to be pretty intense. Probably difficult to commit to an environment that's going to require a lot of detail, such as a bog or a bayou type of thing. So of course gets started that way and weaves its way through here. And then we'll find it heading back down through the lowlands all the way back through there. I don't want to go too far into each one of these in a flyover because you never want to spoil a reveal that may be sitting there in a fun contest or really any contest, but perhaps there's a reveal of some sort that you experience throughout the round that you don't want to give away. That may be our clubhouse there. I'm not really sure, which is fine. There's no requirement for cameras, clubhouses, anything. It's all about do what you feel. Do what you think is going to be best for your course. All right. So these will all be par 3s, obviously. Sightlines are all going to be pretty flat, I would assume, in this type of environment. So you're going to need to create your interest and your height with the contours of your greens, sculpting of your bunkers, things like that. And I think he's done that well here. We get a sense from the tee that there are 2 bunkers there. And we get a sense that we're going to be hitting over water probably on a regular basis. So I think it's a fair opening tee shot. Not bad. Green speed of 152. I would assume that'll play pretty well on flattish, minorly contoured greens. Hey, we start off with a birdie. Can't complain too much about that. Old Barnaby's Bog. All right, we got a shorter par 3 here. I like the distance variation right out of the gate. That's nice. We went from 174 to 97. Actually, Excuse me, 73 to the flag. My club goes 97. Normally, I wouldn't love to have greens hidden too much, but I think in this context, it makes sense. I mean, you're going to have your wild grasses, the planting doing what it's doing. You're going to have that. And I could see the green, but I could see the wispiness of the tops of all that grassland coming out of the bog there, which I think works. Works better than that swing. An open push. Oh, can we? No. Two in a row would have been asking for a lot. I mean, I can see the red slope on the green there. So the greens, although appearing very flat, they do have movement to them, which is key. I like the walking paths between the greens, tees. Nice use of weathering there. Makes a lot of sense without forcing a cart path or something that really, honestly, wouldn't make sense. Yeah, see, this is a well done green here. I want to be short of this, but maybe get it to trundle just over the edge here, feed down into the hole. And I pushed it again. Enough movement there to be interesting in an environment that's otherwise going to be very flat by its nature. See if we can chip it in. Yes. That's right. Row your boat. Now, I haven't asked the contestants if they've done cameras or if the cameras that are being shown there are whatever the game naturally put in. Long par 3 here. I'll tell you right away, I like the choice of that green is popped up just enough to where I can see the front of it, both bunkers. I think if you had a really long one like this where the grasses and stuff were starting to hide things, that would be a little bit more of a problem on such a long par 3. But this works. Can't tell if that brownness from the around the bunker is weathering or the style of rough, but I like it. Oh, no way. Chippy McChipperson in the house. I love the dead and broken off trees. Not a lot of environments where it makes sense to use those in this game, but this would be one of them. Ooh, I bet that's a fun pin down there. Really nice transition here. Fairway to fringe to green. Good quality. Good quality design there. Haven't been in a bunker yet to take note of the the shapes of them. Tell you what he's done well, so like I can tell on this one, is there's a low side and a high side of the bunker, which must be really hard to do when your water table is, I mean, beat from the level of your playing surfaces. This probably was a challenge to get any kind of sculpting in a bunker. Oh, hit it. Straight in, maybe. A little downhill. I don't think I'm going to mess with the line. Oh, and it did sneak to the left. Chips in 2 birdies and can't make a 10-footer. That is the Victor Lane we know and some love. I don't know if he's dressed appropriately for the bog. Hope he has mosquito repellent on. Pulling out the 7-iron here. Got a bunker front, looks like. Oh, 2 bunkers. Oh, and a double green. It's interesting. It's actually kind of neat how this this feature here defines the 2 greens. That's pretty nice. Boy, this pin is touchy. Gonna try to stay to the right of it. Just gets on. Yeah, I don't want to overshoot this one, do I? Be down in that Biarritz style swale there. Let's just make it. How about that? Let's just make it. I like the little shack in the background. Not the basketball player. Go down to a wedge. Distance variations have been nice so far. Can't see this bunker as well from the tee, but it is a short par 3, so. Also like the way the green sits, being long and angled and not as deep. I think that is a good choice when you're hitting only a wedge. Probably 9-iron at most, yeah, for this back section here. Coming in with enough loft to hold that. Shouldn't ever be a problem. Even downwind. The way that it's... I mean, you've got some slope here. The way it's sloped, you could still play it in from the left and try to fade it in, spin it down to the right. That works. Oh, Victor. Let's check out that bunker. Again, I think he's done about as well as you're gonna do. Whoops. Sculpting a bunker that is literally down by the water table. I mean, he can't get much depth here. But yet the back is lower than the front, so you do at least have some natural uphill feel to that bunker, which is the way you'd want it. I am not very good out of bunkers, whether the splash or the pick, so... Oh. Rarely do I make a 7-foot curler for par. If this were TGC Tours, I would have missed that. I'm enjoying it so far. Alright, sand wedge here. Ooh, a little water bunker. So you know what would have been cool? I like that feature a lot. What would have been cool is if I could somehow... If the planting was just a little less, like right here on this front edge somehow. And then maybe there was somehow a peekaboo through this planting here that I could see that. I think it's a neat feature. Like a little water bunker right there. It's a pretty cool feature. Be awesome if I could just see it just a little bit more. But I like the idea. Really good views around the plot. Oh, where is this putting coming from? Caddy is pumped. All right, a couple of short par threes into a longer par three here. Oh, love the bridge. Love the custom bridge. Great choice there for creativity. This is the 9th hole. Yeah, that shack must be our clubhouse. That's cool. I can just see the bunker, but not by much. But again, I imagine that was just such a challenge. Visibility was probably a huge challenge on this course. When you commit to an environment that has to maintain a certain look, and it locks you into certain contouring effects. I get it. That would have been asking a lot to make that one. But a par on a 210-yard par threes, it's okay. All right, so we completed our front at 5 under. Really liking what we're seeing so far. I am stacking some constructive criticisms in my mind as we go. Not that there's a lot of them, but don't want it to seem like I'm just sugarcoating everything and not providing any valuable feedback. I want to experience the whole thing and make sure I truly understand the product before I go all in on anything. Yeah, I do really like the subtleties of the breaks on the greens. I mean, there's, you look at it like this or this, I should say. You feel like it's going to be, oh, this just big flat green. But then when you really look at where you need to place the ball, I've got to make sure I work this 6-iron in from the left so that it rolls down through here. I mean, there's enough there to think about. Such as that. It did require thought. It did require planning. So kudos to Viking on that with such otherwise flat appearing greens. I think he's done well with them. That'll lead into something I say later, but I think for what's here, we're doing well. Again, love the custom bridge behind there. The scout cam views are really, really good. This was the other half of that double green. Oh, man. That really didn't get far enough at all. This is the other half of that double green we saw earlier. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. This is a tough tee shot. I think I may play to the right of the flag on this. Try to just ease it down there. Oh, rough kick. I was hoping for more of a downhill putt from further up the green than a side hill putt from here, but didn't hit the tee shot far enough. I really like that it's not like we're just hitting these flat putts, all over the place on a bayou bog course. Yeah, as we play, I mean, the one thing I don't really know how we would achieve it. I honestly don't. You could maybe try to falsify the tee boxes up by a foot or two, but I understand you're trying to leave the land as it is. But just all of these fantastic, water areas that you've clearly spent a lot of time on with the planting and everything else. Just wish I could see them a little bit more. And yet I understand. I don't know how necessarily you would naturally make that happen. You'd have to really sneak in elevation where you could without it starting to seem like unnatural elevation on a bayou course. I almost missed that. Even this right here is nice. Like right in front of me, 10 yards in front of me, the planting is split just enough to where I can see water there. And for whatever reason, it just adds just a teeny bit of interest to my eye. So that was a good choice on that tee box there. Hybrid, so we're back to a longer club, big green. Should accept it just fine. And that should break left if I planned it correctly. Almost. Boom. Wow, can we get to double digits? Can we get to double digits? Yeah, like the planting here really works for me. I like the tipped over tree to my left. I can see water. I've got my bridge there. Just, you know, just something to look at, something interesting, where I think the challenge on this course was always going to be the flatness of every tee shot. So then making your other things really, really pop. And this one does, for sure. Oh, be right. Be the right number. Love it. Golf shots. Nothing but golf shots. I'll take that. What a roll we're on. What am I looking at here? This might be the first one I have a bit of a conundrum on. It's actually a blind tee shot. Now, is that bad? No, not necessarily. Is it good? Not necessarily. I almost think that this hole would work better if there was some sort of natural feature, either a distinctive tree or something in the background, an eagle's nest, or even one of those manufactured boxes on a long pole that you see on blind shots over in the UK. Something to indicate what I'm looking at here. I think as it is, probably my least favorite hole. Let's just say that. Probably my least favorite hole so far. Took a risk. I don't think it doesn't work. I just don't think it works. Or it doesn't, I'll say it doesn't add anything to the round for me. Well, that was never high enough. Victor, come on. I will say, if you're going to do a blind tee shot, a big green with a longer iron, probably the best place to do it. When I've got a wedge in my hand, I really want to see that green. I want to see the opportunity that I might make a hole-in-one, something like that. In real life, my only ace is on a hole where I hit 6 iron to a slightly uphill green, and I never saw the ball go in the hole. Man, what a bummer of an ace that was. So my point is, like on this one, for example, I can see the green and everything, and that's great. You never want to blind the green on a, I don't want to say never. I can think of, oh, that's in the water. No, it's not. It's stuck. I'll take that back. A volcano style green usually is a very short iron. Thinking of Mayday did a phenomenal volcano style hole on one of his par 3 courses years back, and it was fantastic. So you could make an ace there and you wouldn't see it. But anyway, all that is to say, if you're going to do a blind shot, 99% of the time, doing it on a longer iron hole like that makes sense. Boy, talking through all that, and I ruined my round with a sand wedge in my hand. Come to the finisher, needing a birdie to get back to double digits. I like the finisher here. Like seeing the water body in the background, the clubhouse. I could see a lot of the green. Can't really see that bunker on the left, but it's there. Needing a birdie to get back to 10. That's going to be a little deep. Oh, and he does it though. Nice putt to finish. Nice putt to finish. So that was Old Barnaby's Bog by dmviking. Really nice entry into the mother of all par 3s contests. Yes, let's get rid of all of this. Go back to this. Here we go. Old Barnaby's Bog. What are the highs? What are the lows? Maybe is what I should do in these videos, right? So the highs, unique environment. I think nailed the environment. Really good planting. Really good with the bunkers to have any kind of shape to them at all, with the low front, the high backing, being that it was so close to the water plane. And I would also say the greens were a high for me, because they really do appear flat when you're flying around the plot like we did at the beginning. But there is enough nuance there that they are not flat. I had plenty of side hill putts, and a few tee shots even, where with the longer irons especially, had to plan for the rollout and what direction the rollout would go, so that I could kind of move the ball toward the pin rather than away from it. I liked the idea of the double green. A lot of double greens are forced or unnecessary. I didn't think that one was. I think it played like two separate greens that were just sharing the same real estate, divided by a nice contoured feature in the middle. That worked for me. And yeah, I think it, add some wind to that course. I think you got a tough test there. A bit easier on the winds that I played it on, obviously, which I think were just default. Things that maybe could be downsides in a contest environment. I think that the tee shots throughout the round started to get to where, because of the bog environment and everything needing to be so flat, I almost think it gets hard, or you made it really hard on yourself to create unique looks throughout the round. And that's why I made a point to point out, when you did show me the water or a bridge, or you did something different with the planting right around the tee, or something like that. Just give me some difference of a look. And again, I respect that you tried that with the blind tee shot. You know, you did try to give me a difference of a look there, and I just don't know if I liked it or not. I'm still torn on that one. But yeah, so positives, like I said, just or sorry, constructive criticisms. Just hard to vary the look with that kind of thing. I think there would be maybe some areas where even a foot, maybe a foot and a half or two of elevation on the tee boxes, if you were able to work that in naturally, would have given you just enough height to be able to see that water throughout the round a bit more. I can always see it on the scout cam or as the ball is in flight. But imagine if we didn't have that, a lot of the tee shots, I would not have been able to see all the work that you did creating those water features. Yeah, I mean, I think overall, really solid entry. I think if there's anything that may be a challenge in the judging, it just might be the variation of looks or experiences throughout the round. Very good club variation. I liked that I was hitting a lot of my irons, even my 5-wood, my 3-wood. That's very good. So we'll see what the judges think, but certainly a very good entry into the contest. I appreciate you designing for the VLS contest series. It's always great to have our designers in the community putting out fun things that may not be what you'd see on TGC tours, but nonetheless things that we would enjoy playing to give ourselves a break from those difficult 18-hole championship courses. So thank you, Viking. Thank you to those watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back with more on the channel. Thanks for watching.